Well, this game is weird. Like sometimes it's weird. So that's cool. What was that? I guess you could. Anyway, my point though is like I could have seen like the real money auction house, where you can have like people can like do whole businesses and stores just selling D3 items, and I think that would be really cool. Okay. Is lag much? Crap. Um,
Ah, I see you have
yeah,
an eye.
okay. Cool. What?
That's good salvage.
Break it down. Break it down. Okay. What the hell do you want me to
I
do?
have many fine pieces, rare and beautiful. Another time,
Whatever,
then.
dude. I am not going to bother me. Oh, I need to increase my potion. Ah, oh, it's spouse time. Um, the hang on, because I assume there's um, wow, holy shit, wow.
Aha! They left the rope. Always have a backup, I used to tell them. Isn't it nice when people listen?
Yeah. Hmm. Whoop, do skill time. Ooh, do that. Oh, 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 that's cool. Should be elite or higher. Like if there's a boss. Otherwise, it's not elite or higher. Alright. Actually, we're gonna up the difficulty again. A little too easy. It's weird. Like, I remember, like, the game being super easy until you hit level 60. And even when you don't do the difficulty event or whatever to unlock harder stuff, like, oh, then we're gonna exit the game. Cool. That's real good. Real good. Well, now you get to see a field. Okay. So let's try that again. Hooray! That's real good. That's fun of streaming here. This down here. Well, riveting gameplays. Love to see it. Love to see it. Yep. Nope, I'm gonna be sure to cut all this out. This doesn't need to be in the recording. Real fun, real fun. How are you? Oh, I'm good. Straight into the game broke, but you know, it is what it is. Boy, it'll be real nice when the day comes when I'm not talking to myself all the time, you know? There we go. Or rather, I should say, not alone anymore. That there will always be somebody in the channel, you know? That'll be nice. So I'm looking forward to that day. You could be it. Uncle Matt wants you, the joy. Hit follow. It's we. We. Myself. I don't strain too hard looking at the screen. Okay, here we go. Alright, so we're gonna up this difficulty again. We cannot. We cannot do that. Cool. Okay, that's sucks.
What will it be?
I carry the best. Shards of the heavens. May the light keep you.
No. That sucks, man. With a knife. Oh. Here. Dehydrated. So, yeah, like I really liked Diablo 3. You know, like I think it's hard to want, like, you get so used to a game, right? Like you play Diablo 2 so long, and then a new game comes out, and maybe that's why there's the type of person that doesn't, like, immediately doesn't like new games, right? Ooh, jeez. And that's because they get so used to the old hat. They get used to doing old, the old game, and oh my god, jeez, lag much? Oh, cool. Let me go through here, or am I gonna have to do this? Oh, that was annoying. But I think people get used to the old game, and they love it, and they know it back and forth. It's Jesus. Wow. Jeez.
What is this?
trying to hit my twister here, man. Whoa, that shit is really laggy. Servers must be taking a hit. I got items. What?
This is
I
Nahantu.
have to do this whole
Help is
thing
needed,
over?
so help is offered. Good.
Jeez.
Then let's search the river. Bound to be some sign of your friend.
That really sucks. Wow. Holy
Someone
crap.
up ahead.
Jeez.
Yes, I knew it.
That was thing.
They wouldn't.
Arrow here.
I'm
I have to
afraid.
skip through all of it. That's real fun. Wow, that really stinks, man.
You're being hunted by the Cathedral of Light?
Well, at least I get that wacky cutscene again. So yeah, like, you know, I could see being angry with new things. You know, just, I don't want a new thing. Because I think maybe sometimes people get the impression that when the new thing comes along, that, you know, you have to do the new thing. And you have to replace it with the new thing. That you can't, you know, enjoy the old thing and the old thing only.
Locked. Of course they locked it down.
And they don't want, you know, their old thing to be
Old
replaced.
Imperial rule.
There is.
And I will say that it doesn't help when, you know, companies like Blizzard literally delete the old thing, you know, and prevent you from accessing the old thing. Like, Warcraft 3. You know, you cannot buy Warcraft 3 anymore in its original state. Like, you have to buy Reforged now. And tough luck if,
Oh yes, but be on guard.
you know, tough luck if you find that you don't like the Reforged version. Sorry. gotta do it. And that really sucks. I don't like when companies kind of, you know, delete history, I guess. Because that's what it feels like, is they're like deleting history. Well, that stuff. We're gonna attempt to go back to town and see if we can upgrade our potions. Hopefully the game will break. Although I will say my reaction to doing the whole thing over again was wrong. I thought I would have had to do the whole thing, like meeting the guy and going down the river and that kind of stuff, but no. So that's good. Oh, it's a lady demon. She got oops. Obes. This way. Huh? What? Rich scrap? Oh, there we go. So apparently I can't level. Am I just looking in the wrong place?
All right, traveler. Fare thee
It's
well.
not. Why? When you find out you've been gone for so long, that literally everything is gone or changed. That's crazy.
Thank the light you're here. My boy,
Okay.
I think he's possessed.
Do that. Okay, well that's sucks, I guess. I don't know. Like now I'm like, okay, so how do I upgrade my elixirs? Maybe they just upgrade automatically as a level? I guess. Boy, today's kind of flown by pretty quickly. They must be having fun. It's good. So the whole point is to have fun. But yeah, you know, I think, and like I said, it doesn't know when companies do that. You know, the old GTAs and stuff, they replace those as well. It really sucks. And like, you know, if you're a company that's gonna do that, you better make damn well sure that your replacement is good and it works. you know, and it just, because it becomes a massive dick move to just, you know, upgrade a product, and then the upgraded product is worse than its, like, patently overall, without a doubt, worse than the other thing. Like, it just, like, that's what really sucks, is when they just do that nonsense. Because, you know, I understand Rebellion, they want to, you know, move people to the new stuff, so that, you know, people spend money. And money. And, like, I understand from a business standpoint, but, like, people aren't gonna buy your product if your product is shitty. And if you clearly don't care about it, you know. I think that's what really sucks, is like, because, like, the people that worked on Reforged, you know, probably did care about Warcraft, you know? But they were just hamstrung in what they could do and the time that they had. And they probably outsourced a lot of it, and I know they did, to other companies that may or may not care as much about it, you know? Which also sucks. Yeah, get knocked down, bitch!
I thought you said you're a healer.
Among other things, I serve the spirits first.
And did you do this much violence? I think we'll get
Alright. That was fucking crazy. Okay. Yeah, like overall, if the item has a higher level, unless it's a grade below it, we're gonna replace it. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I really. Dude, not too easy, but still pretty easy. But, oh well. Now we got this skill. So we can do Fortress, the Juggernaut. I think we're gonna do this. Arbor of Justice. But yeah, you know, like, but it's funny because like, so people get really against it, didn't even know anything until they, you know, start playing it and see it's pretty cool, and then hopefully, you know, then they start liking it, and then the new thing comes around and replace that, and then suddenly they'll like that new thing, and they prefer the old thing, and then they forget that they just hated on that thing that they now love. Like it's a weird kind of cycle that the internet kind of likes to go through, and it's also very confusing. It's like, I thought you hated this game. Oh, now suddenly you love it. You're pissed that it's being replaced. It's like, okay. You know, and I'm not a fan of you know, the culture now just automatically hating new things. You know, new Star Wars, new World of Warcraft, new that, you know, unless it's like, you know, the it thing to not hate on it. You know, like, you know, I don't know. No Man's Sky or something, I don't know, but like, you know, it's like, oh, everyone loves this game, so we're not allowed to hate on it, you know? Like, Final Fantasy 14, you know, there was a time where, like, everyone was gushing and loving about Final Fantasy 14, and you know, and then people started, then the new expansion came out, and the new expansion didn't hit quite as hard. I think we'll say that instead. But you know, and then suddenly I started seeing, you know, videos pop up about, you know, negativity about the game, and I'm like, wow. But I heard that, you know, some people got backlash for talking negative about 14. And I'm like, really? Like, they're just voicing their opinion. Like, you know, in the words of the dude, that's just your opinion, man. It's okay. It's okay to have an opinion. You know, it may be wrong. It's still okay to have one. You know, opinions make the world go round, you know? It also makes things worse sometimes. But, you know, we just I love, like, how Star Wars is, and the new Star Wars that we get. And, you know, people were hating on the, you know, the new season of Stranger Things. And I'm like, why, you know? It was actually pretty good, I thought. It just things, man. I mean, and I know that, you know, in today's culture of, you know, that's how you know, get eyes on your content, you know, is by being negative, by being controversial. Because when you're negative, controversial, you know, people like seeing those train wrecks, you know. which is very bad because it, creates a level of negativity for anything and everything. And it just breeds anger and depression and all this stuff. And it just, I see these people who, can't seem to enjoy things. And I'm like, why not be happy with the thing that we got, why do you gotta hate it? As time persists and we become, farther and farther away from, like Star Wars, I remember a time when there was no Star Wars. We weren't getting yearly releases or whatever. There was several years, if not a decade, in between new Star Wars. And, it sucked. And now we do get new Star Wars. And it's getting farther and farther, away from that time when people remember when there was no Star Wars. Now they're just getting to the point where, they've always had Star Wars, And they never know a time when they never had Star Wars. And it just, it's kind of like I would like to call it the creator or the critic fallacy, which means that, when I'll use this analogy, when you're a carpenter, everything is a nail, and what I mean by that is like, new things come out, and like it or not, the same old shit tends to be more popular than new and innovative. And that's because, people like the same shit, just different packaging or whatever, And so when you have new stuff that comes out, and it tries to innovate, people aren't as receptive. And then on top of that, back to my analogy, you come out with a product that maybe is a little more similar from the old thing, and doesn't innovate as much, and the critics hate on it, because it's not innovative. Obviously, but then they take it a step further and say, well, if it's not innovative, if it's not, interesting, then it's shit. And it's not worth your time. And it's like, something that is not innovative can be worth your time. It's not a bad thing. And I think they forget that. Everything doesn't have to be the greatest, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Like, it can be good, and be just fine. But that's just my opinion, man. So, I haven't played the new Final Fantasy 14 expansion, Dawn Trail. I always forget what the name of it is. Oh god. And when I wanted to call it in-game, but that's not what it's called. When the expansion before it came out, they were talking about how, okay, this is going to be the end of the story, and the next expansion is going to be the start of a new story, a new trilogy, if you will. And like I said to myself, oh man, that new expansion is going to come out. People are not going to like it. It doesn't matter what they do. Like, they're not going to like it. And that's because, you know, people talk about, you know, A Realm Reborn and you know, kind of how shitty it is. But like it or not, guys, A Realm Reborn is the start of the story. And there's a lot of setup in The Realm Reborn that is very boring. But you kind of need that setup for things to make sense. And I figured that, you know, this... Oh, that's cool. We're gonna do that though. What's the ultimate skill? And this is probably what I'm gonna go with. Wow, 100% more faith. Okay. Interesting. That's cool. So, but when you kind of an arbiter build. Interesting. Oh. A little sweepy. Cool. But yeah, like I knew that new expansion was gonna do badly, and people weren't gonna like it, and it's exactly what happened. People didn't like it, and it's because it's a new story, and because the Shadowbringers and the end game one, you know, of course it did awesomely because it was the culmination of the story and everything that's been building up by years. You know, like of course it's gonna be awesome.
Aha! They left the road.
And so
Always
yeah,
have a
it
backup, I used to
doesn't
tell them.
surprise me at the least